All right, settle down, settle down. I know we're running a little late, but it's okay. All
It's my
right,
fault.
welcome to the Sports Kings NFL Week 14 prediction show. I am your host, Mean Gene Sports Machine. We are getting ready to do it on a Wednesday night, as we always do, and I am joined by the other members of the Royal Court, and that would be wait a minute, Jacob. Where the hell are you? That is not your man cave with your 20 jerseys. Are you
Live
on the
from
run? You running from the law or
Rockville,
something?
Maryland, baby. Got a new job, and I am on the road on
What
Wednesdays.
jersey is that?
That is a Justin
I have
Gilbert
no idea.
game used Cleveland Browns jersey, baby.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow.
I don't even know
Man,
you.
that's going in the weeds right there, Gene.
I grew up with his family.
Okay.
I played ball with his little brother. I
Well, at
was real
least you got a
excited.
backstory to it. All
Yeah,
right.
there's a reason I own that. He was a bit of a bust, but it's all love. It's like family. So
Well, hey, all right, Jacob. Well, welcome to the show, Jacob. We're gonna get ready and do this thing. And my man, who 24 hours ago we just did an NBA show here, so we don't get any breaks around here on the Sports Kings. This guy, we have been rolling since 2012, and here we are still doing these countdowns. He covers the Carolina Panthers, which you can tell because he's wearing a Panthers shirt, and he also covers the Charlotte Hornets for the NBA. It's 100-81. Dustin Pfeiffer, welcome to the show, Dustin.
Thanks, Gene. I'm used to that with the Hornet scores. Listen, glad to be on. I hand up. We're a couple minutes late because of me. Between an NBA show last night, an NFL show tonight, being first all season in the pick'em standings, and being a 7-year-old basketball coach, I got a lot going on right now, guys. So and I hadn't even. I got to go run off camera real quick and grab my Gatorade. That's how flustered I am right now. So y'all might have a chance to take some picks off of me this week.
Well, look, and not to mention, me and you go head to head in fantasy football this
Oh,
week. I beat you the
I
first
needed an
time we
easy
played.
win, so I appreciate that.
Oh, get out of here! Look, no,
I think
we'll
I'm
talk
the
about
only.
that later.
Hold on,
But
wait a
anyway,
minute. I think I'm the only one who's first in the pick'em standings. I'm the only one out of these three
okay,
people on the screen who are in the fantasy playoffs. So y'all got a lot of work to do.
you're having a good
See,
year,
look,
Dustin.
hold
Which
on.
I mean,
Somebody, why does look as much love as I give Rachel? Why do I got to get called out for being late? And I thought she would have my back. I'm a little
no,
disappointed.
Rachel.
bummer.
Rachel don't. Yeah, and what's up, Bobby? What's up, Rachel? Welcome you guys to the week 14 here.
Just for
Okay,
that, I'm
guys, look
leaving the
here.
screen to get my Gatorade. Y'all go ahead and talk for a second.
Again. All right. Well, while he's doing that, Jacob, 5 divisions are separated by 1 or fewer games entering week 14. So how about this, right? 4 divisions, guys. AFC South, AFC West, NFC North, NFC West had 3 teams with a 500 or better record entering week 14. So wait a minute, one more. And then the NFC, the 49ers, 9-4, currently the number 7 seed if the playoffs were to start today, are half game behind the top seeded Bears, 9-3 entering week 14. So who would thought who come on now, guys, who would have thought the Bears would be the number 1 seed right now in the NFC?
Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I Jacob said it best. Nobody. It's one of the craziest things you can think of right now going into Week 14, and I think it's going to put listen. The Bears are number 1 right now in the NFC. The Patriots are number 1 in the AFC. I think Vrabel and Ben Johnson are going to duke it out for that Head Coach of the Year award.
Agreed. Yeah,
I agree with
absolutely.
that, but another thing we should say as far as a warning and caution, guys, we know that the top 2 teams right now does not necessarily mean that these 2 teams are going to be in the Super Bowl. So I think a
Yep,
lot of people
that's
get
true.
carried away. I know Bears fans are excited as hell the fact that they might relinquish that number 1 spot this week when we're talking about the Green Bay Chicago matchup. But New England might be more of a lock, Jacob, I would say, than the Bears.
Agreed. I didn't see the Patriots being this good in year 2 of Drake May, but it does look like the Patriot they don't have a hard schedule to finish the season. The Patriots do absolutely have a path to the first seed in the AFC this year.
I mean, you say they're more of a lock, but at the same time, Denver is right there with the same record as New England. So I think both of them are a toss up. I understand what you're saying, but what I will say is these two teams might not hold on to those spots, but if they do, I'm not sure if there's two tougher places you want to go through in the playoffs than Soldier Field and then Foxborough in New England with all that cold weather. Those are going to be two
No.
tough places to play if that happens.
And yeah, definitely. Soldier Field. Oh my God. Yeah, what I
And
think they
those
got
fans
eight and a
will
half
be
inches of
insane.
snow
Yeah.
like Monday. So it's and this is early for Chicago to be getting this type of weather.
Yeah.
So they must be in for a long winter. All right. So look, if it's your first time watching this show here on YouTube, we do what we call our prediction show. We sort of pick who we think is going to win week to week, head to head matchups. We don't really do spreads, point spreads, or over unders, nothing like that. This is perfect if you're playing an office pool, right? Or if you're doing squares or whatever that type
Or
of stuff
survivor
is. So
picks. Yeah.
survivor pick. So this is good for that kind of stuff. So so we got some rules of the games here. We're required to do an upset. All right. So this is what it looks like when any of us would do an upset, and when you make that upset, then that comes with some sound effects. What we like because when you hear that, that means someone has picked an upset. Which, hey guys, Mean Gene picked the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. This was one of the biggest upsets,
We're
I
going to
think,
talk
of the
about that.
year. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, all right. So now we also have what we call a lock of the week. This is just when we look at a matchup and we just know that that team is going to win. All right, and it's just and when we do that, that's a drum roll. Okay, so I think those are the rules, and we also like to go back and see how we did the week prior, and we grade our papers right here. So these are the week 13 picks here, and I'll let Dustin go ahead. He has fun with this. Go ahead and take it away.
I'm going to go ahead and take it away. And first of all, that graphic's not right. So that's a mistake on my part because we're giving Jacob way too much credit here. That was not his actual record. His actual record was 10-6 for last week, just like Gene. So Gene and Jacob were tied for first place. So apologies on me. The overall records are correct. But that last week, Jacob was 10-6. Mean Gene 10-6 and myself 9-7. So a very close week, and a lot of Gene. You mentioned a lot of chaos, a lot of toss-up games, a lot of upsets. That's why you see 10-6 and 9-7. Obviously, still winning weeks, but are some of our worst weeks that we had. So it was a toss-up week, but you can see in the standings that it's close. I mean, 130-63 at the top. Jacob gained a game, and he's now 2 games back of first place. And Gene's still trying to catch up right there.
It's one of those off
back.
years, okay. But overall, I mean, if you just look at what we do overall, I mean, all of us have won well over 100 games, and no one has lost 100 games. So if you watch some of the other shows, you'll see records that are close to 500, but we're all doing good. So we got
one thing I gotta call out, Gene, because you just Gene just set it up perfect. The rules of the show, Gene. What are the rules of the show? You gotta have an upset of the week, and you gotta have a lock.
You gotta have an upset.
Those are the rules that Gene just explained to the fans. If you look at Jacob under the locks last week, he was 0-0. He failed to pick a lock of the week. So we may have to get some fans here that are in the show to come out in the comments because this is a violation of the pick'em rules for the Sports Kings.
I'm picking 2 locks this week. Maybe y'all just weren't paying attention last week.
Oh, no, I write it down. Now, listen, I know we need to say, Gene
does a good job of keeping up with this.
Gene, you need to write them down this week since I will be on vacation next week to make sure we keep up with this stuff.
Yeah.
Or actually, I'll tell you what, Gene, I'll write them down and then I'll send them to you. How about that?
Okay, that makes it better because I don't need anything to distract me from my picks since I'm trying to catch up with you guys, right?
I'll help you out.
All right, so but not bad. So we post this up every week, and look, and I will make an excuse for all of us because Thanksgiving week is a crazy week because games are spread out. You know, you got the 3 games on Thanksgiving, then you got that Black Friday game, and then you got the rest of the games on Sunday, and then you got the Monday. So it's spread out over 4 days, which makes it kind of tough. But nevertheless, hey, we're still doing good with this. All right, guys.
Well, before we go into it, Gene, let me do this real quick because I like to do this real quick. You can do quick answers. Give me your 1 winner and 1 loser from last week in the NFL. Jacob, go ahead.
My winner, I don't really know. I know my loser's Tennessee, right? And they win
That's an
just
easy one.
yeah, my loser's going to be Tennessee. I mean, they are going to get a great pick in the draft. They are going to be able to supplement Cam Ward real well. But I mean, my winner probably Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars probably the biggest winner for me out of the AFC. Right, the Colts lose to the Texans, which gave Jacksonville the #1 seed in the South. So
I'm
Jacksonville
shocked he didn't pick the Texans as his winner, Gene.
Yeah.
got to keep it unbiased.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna
How
be
about
shocked.
you? How about you, Gene? Winner and a loser of last week.
Well, look, I have to give the Dallas Cowboys credit for
Yes.
that
Yes.
big Thanksgiving Day win, and that was humongous. And me and you picked that upset, Dustin. So
Yeah.
rightfully so. But look, look. Anytime the Pittsburgh Steelers lose, and they are losing, they are spiraling downward in a way that you already know Mike Tomlin now, the rumors, the fans. When I've never in my entire life as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan seen fans call for a coach to be fired. That's just something that's totally out of character, and where Tomlin even had to address that in the press conference this week.
Yeah.
Just bad times in Pittsburgh.
Well, I agree with you. I had the Steelers as a loser. I know I said one each. I'm gonna run through real quick. I think the Lions were a loser. Like, you had a big game at home to try to stay in this playoff race against the Packers on Thanksgiving, and you dropped the ball. So that's a loser. Another loser, you said Pittsburgh. Another loser is the Indianapolis Colts. Guys, it's free falling, and it's free falling fast for the Indianapolis Colts. And there's going to be some talk about if they can even hold on to make the playoffs now, let alone win that division. My winners, real quick. I'm not going to go in detail, and it's not a homer pick. The Panthers beating probably what we thought was the best team in the league is a winner for the week. Another winner, you said the Cowboys. You're not giving that. The Bears, obviously. And then how about this one, Gene and Jacob? How about – I done lost it. Where was it? How about the Cincinnati Bengals? Can I put a hand up and say I didn't think that Joe Burrow should come back? And now I'm sitting here going – can the Bengals make a run to win the AFC North? I was completely wrong about that. Seeing how bad Baltimore looks, Lamar does not look healthy. Seeing how bad Pittsburgh looks, and seeing how great Joe Burrow looked in his first game back, it is not out of the question that they make a run to win that division.
It's not, because that division is so crappy right now, and it's really tight. Even Cleveland is still mathematically in this thing. I mean, if you really want to talk about that, right? So, but that was a gutsy call. I didn't think it was. I mean, Joe Burrow saw an opening there, Jacob, and he says, "Hey, man, I'm going to play," and he beat the Ravens in Baltimore
handedly.
Not even close, right?
Yeah, it wasn't even close. All right, so we're going to move through week 14 here, because I know immediately after this show, I know that Dustin is getting ready to go on vacation, right? So I know it's.
I got 2 more days of work, but listen, I'm going to be packing and getting ready to go. But Gene, you should warn the viewers of this show tonight that some of these games this week, you talk about getting to crunch time and high stakes. It is some damn good football games this week with a lot on the line.
There are some games, and that made the picks even harder, okay, because there are some critical games. Some games don't matter, but there are some critical games this late in the season. So, but real quick, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago too, guys. Having a bye this late in the NFL season is unheard of. The NFL plays 17 games now. Okay, it used to be 16. Hell, I remember when it was 15, right? 14. So the season is extended, and they extend. I think Dustin and Jacob, at one time, the bye week didn't go past maybe week 11, I think, or 12, maybe at that. But here we have a late bye here. 4 teams are resting. The Patriots, man, I think this is a perfect time for them to have a bye. The Panthers, same with the Panthers. They get to regroup. Same with the 49ers. Who knows? The 49ers need this. And
Giants do too.
It seems like the Giants done already had a damn bye. What did they? It just seems like they did.
Yeah, it's a perfect time for all 4 of these teams. Yeah, it's a perfect time for all 4 of these teams. Giants, obviously, but the 3 teams, the Patriots, the Panthers, and 49ers, who are all in the hunt for the playoffs. They had to be dying for this bye to get some guys healthy, specifically talking about the Panthers and even the Niners with how many injuries they have. To be able to have a week off and get some guys back. I mean, the Panthers were without J.C. Horn, without Christian Roseboom. Merrick was suspended. I mean, they were without a couple of offensive linemen. So to have a bye week to get those guys back for a stretch run is huge.
It is. It is huge. So, all right, guys, we are not going to waste any more time. We are going
And
to
we get
jump
right
into
into it.
Thursday night football. And oh
Oh, my
my
goodness.
goodness, do we have a good one here? We have the Dallas Cowboys 6-5-1 at the Detroit Lions 7-5. And this is your prime video game. So look, Dallas leads the NFL in total offense, guys. 393.1 yards per game. That is incredible. And second in scoring offense, the points per game at 29.3. And we said that all year that they would have a hell of an offense. Detroit ranks third in both total offense and scoring offense. And so this is just a perfect matchup. But let me tell you this game feels like a playoff game because I think we're at the point where if the Cowboys lose this game, they could be out of it. And if the Lions lose this game, they could be out of it. So, who wants to take a stab at this one first?
I'll take it. And you just mentioned it. You do this sometimes with me. You know, sometimes I put the asterisk up and put for entertainment purposes only. The asterisk for this one, and if you put this on the bottom of the screen, it's you just said it, an elimination game. This is an elimination game. If one of these two teams loses this game, I don't see them making the playoffs because in case you haven't noticed, the wild card spot of the NFC right now, the last spot of the playoffs is 9-4. You can't afford to have a 6 loss on your schedule. And this is a tough game. Dallas is probably one of the hottest teams in football, and they've got new life. But for some reason, and I've picked them a couple of times, and I've given them a ton of credit. I think this is going to be a close game. But this is gut check time for Detroit. It is for both teams, but for Detroit, who was a team who came into this season wanting to be a Super Bowl contender, and now you're just trying to barely make the playoffs. At home for the second week in a row after you lost to your rival Packers on Thanksgiving. You can't lose 2 games in a row at home against teams you're trying to beat out for the playoffs. You just can't do it. So Dan Campbell, bite some kneecaps, do whatever you got to do. Go out there and get this win. Run the ball with Gibbs and Montgomery. Pound the rock. I'm taking the Lions. St. Brown being questionable does worry me a little bit, but I want them to rely on their run game this week and really pound the ball with Gibbs and Montgomery. I'm going to take Dan Campbell to get his team ready to go. And if not, like you said, they're going to be on the outside looking in.
Outside looking in. Jacob?
I agree with Dustin 100%. And just to add on to what he said, I think Dan Campbell finds himself it's not going to be a hot seat, but I do think his seat gets a little warm because if they lose this one, they won't make playoffs. And I do think that's going to hurt his resume quite a bit, but I'm going Lions all the way. It's at Ford Field. They're not going to drop 2 in a row against NFC opponents. So give me Dan Campbell at home.
Yeah, I'm going to make it unanimous, guys. I'm going to take the Lions to win this game too. And look, I don't think Dan Campbell's job is up. His job is in jeopardy. I do think we have to take into consideration, even though it wasn't a head coaching change, but he changed both coordinators.
Both coordinators, yeah.
And that right there, I think we're starting to see that now. And then he struggled with who's going to be the play caller and this, that, and the other. So that a little chaos there, which they could probably get right. Who knows? All he needs to do is fire a defensive coordinator and hire, and make that adjustment. But anyway, we all like the Lions in this game.
I don't think it's necessarily Dan Campbell the seed that gets hot. I'm looking at kind of like Jared Goff. Like, Goff, are you going to step up and make some plays for this team? So it's a big game for him as well.
All right, guys. Look, I got Seattle beating the Falcons. The Seattle they're first place now. They're first place in the NFC West. Sam Darnold plays better football on the road. They're going to go into Atlanta. I don't know who's going to be quarterback, Kirk Cousins or whoever. They might even bring in the third string quarterback. I got Seattle, and this is going to be an easy win for the Seahawks.
Jacob?
Yeah, Seattle. I think Raheem Morris gets fired after this season. Atlanta's a dumpster fire. And I get they need to take another quarterback in the draft and, do that whole song and dance once more after Penix's 4th knee injury in X number of years. But, yeah, Seattle all the way.
Yeah, I definitely think Morris gets fired after this year, and it's not good in Atlanta. Give me Seattle to get a win, and I picked the Jets to upset Atlanta last week, and they did it. Atlanta's just a bad football team, so give me the Seattle Seahawks.
All right, guys, moving right along. Oh
Oh
my
boy,
goodness.
Ooh.
All right, now we talked about that Cowboys Lions having a playoff atmosphere. Well, this one is more of a divisional leader. I think the winner of this game will be in sole
yeah,
possession of first place, although they will meet again. So we got the Pittsburgh Steelers 6-6 at the Baltimore Ravens 6-6. You know, the Steelers enjoyed first place after the Bengals knocked off the Ravens, and then next thing you know, they get bumped by Buffalo. So this game is at M&T Bank Stadium, so a place the Steelers don't really play well, but it is a divisional game. Okay, so they what else we got here? So look, they are going to meet again in week 18, which doesn't really matter, or it might matter. You know how those things go when you get down to the end and you play starters or you don't play starters. But okay, I guess I got to go first with this one. Look, I said early on this year when Pittsburgh was sliding, they had a damn near 4 game lead in the AFC North, which they could have just really been coasting right about now. But here's Baltimore. Baltimore started what, they were 1-5. Am I correct at one time?
yeah,
I'm going
1-5.
to take the Ravens. And it hurts me to do this, but I mean, this is just not. Look, I'm in here representing like I always do, right? But no, I think Baltimore wins this game at home. Jacob.
Yeah, listen. Oh, go ahead, Jacob.
Oh, all right. Shout out my Pennsylvania people, right? Zach Jacobs in the comments. That's a guy that we have out. He's one of my coworkers, right? He kind of has.
Hey, what's up, Zach? Welcome to the show.
Zach, I'm sorry you got to deal with Jacob. I'm sorry.
But all the Pennsylvania people I've met and subscribed to the show, all the Maryland people, right? And I'm out here in Maryland. The morale is low for Ravens fans. I've talked to a couple today. Baltimore all the way over the Steelers. The Steelers are not a good football team. And I do think that Lamar gets healthier every week. He's got to. I could be wrong, but I do think that Baltimore kind of turns the tide. They're the only team that can keep Cincinnati away from winning the North. So give me Baltimore to win this game.
Yeah, and Mark Andrews just got an extension today to
Big
stay
money.
in Baltimore. So Gene, put the lot graphic up on the screen.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we doing it.
It's time to get the party started.
Oh, we get okay. I was wondering who was going to do it.
I am taking the Baltimore Ravens to lock this in. Have they been playing good football? No. Does Lamar need to get healthy and get better? Yes. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are one of the biggest train wrecks in the NFL right now. I'm just going to be honest. I know it's 6-6. I know they're tied for first place, but it's a disaster there right now. And you know when you get to the point of the season, Gene, where Aaron Rodgers is starting to call out his receivers and running the wrong routes, you know that's when it's going down.
That's when it starts. Yeah.
So this is the beginning of the end. He's banged up. He's getting knocked around like he's in a Rocky movie out there. I mean, it is not good. The defense is still not playing good football. So this is the perfect get right game for the Baltimore Ravens, even in a rivalry game. Give me the Ravens to get a win. And if those, I know it's at Baltimore, but if the Steelers get to 6-7, you talk about the chance and everything like that, they're only going to heat up even more. I don't know how many games the Steelers are going to win the rest of the way, if I'm being honest with you. So lock it in. Give me the Ravens to get a win.
All right.
Sorry, Gene. It's bad times right now.
Oh, it is bad times. I know it is. Jacob, you already picked?
He took Baltimore.
Okay, that was quick, Jacob. That was real quick. So, all right. So Zach says you're a good guy.
He left more room for me to talk trash about your Steelers. That's what he was doing.
I don't know. All right. Hey, Jonathan Marcia.
It's one of the people from out here, baby.
This is unanimous. All right. Keeping it in the AFC. And I mean, look here. If you look at the records, right, it's not a great matchup. 4-8 versus an 8-4 team. But look who this is, right? This is Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. I mean, this is how we have to promote this game, right? Buffalo Bills, they're at home. You know, the Patriots are not playing, so they get to gain a game, you know, closer to the Patriots. So, and they got a match coming up here, week 15. So, man, this is a must-win for the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to go ahead and take the Buffalo Bills to win this game. Wait a minute, did I? Nope, I didn't like this one. Okay, so, yeah, I got the Buffalo Bills winning this game.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Put the upset graphic on the screen,
Oh,
Gene.
yeah, I should have went first.
Yeah, eat it,
Damn it.
Dustin. I knew it.
What? 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 What are we doing? We it was sounding the alarm. Whoa! I want to hear this.
Go ahead.
It's cold in Cincinnati, Gene. Joe Burrow came back, looked real good against Baltimore. I think Joe Burrow can actually come in and make a run on the North. I want Baltimore to do it, but it'd be quite the story if Joe Burrow has turf toe out most of the season, comes back, takes them all the way. Buffalo's defense is abysmal. Josh Allen has no receivers to throw to. When Keon Coleman is a blank, their best pass catcher is Brandon Cooks now, right? Khalil Shakir can only do so much. James Cook's having a great season, but I just think that Cincinnati has a more complete team and a much better offense. So Cincinnati all the way here.
Yeah, listen,
All right.
Keon Coleman did come back and catch a touchdown last week, so give him a little bit of credit there. But the Bills were playing the Steelers. So sorry, Gene. I'm going to keep saying. I mean, that's a train wreck football team.
I see.
Did
Pick on
the Bills win
Pittsburgh today.
26-7? They did,
Yeah.
but I mean, they didn't look great doing it. I
No.
was wrong last week about Joe Burrow thinking if he should come back. I think Joe Burrow is pissed off. I think this team sees that the Ravens and Steelers are free falling and they know they have a chance. They get T. Higgins probably back this week to go with Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow, I thought would have some rust, and he looked outstanding. And Chase Brown is running the ball more now for the Bengals. I like what they're doing. And I'm looking at this schedule. The reason put the graphic on the screen, Gene. I'm calling it too. Let me get that
Okay.
siren.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's call the law.
The reason I'm picking them to win this game is A, because Joe Burrow is back, and B, because I'm looking at this schedule. If they win this game against Buffalo, they come back home against the Ravens team they just beat. And then their last 3 games are the Dolphins, the Cardinals, and the Browns. They have the ability to win out if they win this game against Buffalo this week. And I think that's what they're looking at, and they're taking this like a playoff game. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals to pull the upset.
All right, guys. Woo, man. That was impressive, guys, I have to say. All right, so let's move it right along here. A couple of games we won't spend a whole lot of time on. Okay, so this is one of them. You got the 1-11 Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns, 3-9. Shadir Sanders gets another start at home at Huntington Bank Field. But things got interesting in Cleveland this week, guys, because guess who is practicing now? I think we may have, with all of the quarterback situation in Cleveland, this one guy we have forgotten about, but he is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I mean, he's sitting on a $230 million guaranteed contract. Hasn't played in I don't know how long. Deshaun Watson is now probably will be elevated to quarterback 2, I guess. But he's practicing. What do you think about that, Jacob?
You know, DW4 was good, man. For Clemson, he was good. In the beginning, he was good for Houston. I don't think that he touches the field. I think that you have Shadur playing ball right. He just got wrecked by the Niners. But, you know, there are going to be lumps in the road, and I think that you go with a young guy to get you over the hump, right? You need to develop the talent you have on your team. Gene's now gone for some reason, so I'm talking directly to you. He's back now.
I'm here. I'm always listening.
You got to play the rooks, man. Whether it be Dylan Gabriel, which I wouldn't advise, or it's Shadur Sanders, which could be the future of the franchise. DW4 is not the long-term guy. You're not trying to win now. You don't have a shot at the division, at the playoff, anything like that. So you run the young man. Shadur's playing good ball, regardless of what happened last week. Tennessee is not playing good ball, regardless of what happened against the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm taking Cleveland here, and I don't think Deshaun Watson plays.
Yeah, I'm not even. I mean, listen, he's back at practice to be out there. He's not seeing the field this year. And whether that's because he's coming off an Achilles or whether that's because of what's going on with him in Cleveland, there's just no reason for him to see the field. Keep putting Shadur Sanders out there. What I will say last week, what did he get? Did Shadur look bad against the 49ers? Yes. But if you're Stefanski, let this guy throw the football. You're 3-9. What do you have to lose? Stop this conservative play calling. Let him sling it. See what he can do. you're not going to get a good evaluation from him if you don't actually run plays for him to throw the ball downfield. So I don't think they're putting him again in a good position to show off his talents and be successful, but keep putting them out there. And Gene, you remember when I said about the Titans being 1-11 that eventually those type of teams have to find a way to win at least one more game? I think I might be wrong about that. They may not win another game the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Give me the Browns and that defense to get a win, and another sack puts Myles Garrett at 20 on the season.
God.
He's going to get 3 on Cam Ward.
I don't care who is the quarterback of any team. Myles Garrett is more likely going to get you. One of the bright spots on that defense, which, Cleveland still can add pieces and build around. I don't know what the Titans are going to do. I mean, it looks like they're going to get the number 1 draft, and I don't even know.
They shouldn't try to win.
Going to help. I don't even know if that's going to help them. They could get the top 5 picks, and I don't know if it's going to do anything for Tennessee. But give me the Browns to win that game, win their 4th game, and Shadir will hopefully have a decent game. All right, guys. Let's get over to the AFC South. When we did our preseason show, man, the AFC South is always interesting. But man, I don't know. I don't think I think we had the Texans first place in that division. I know I did, okay, but didn't see the Colts having the success that they're having. Nor did we think Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence was going to make a comeback. But look, guys, 8-4. This right here could be for the AFC South, depending on what happens with the Chiefs and the Texans. So, Dustin, who do you like in this big showdown here on Sunday?
Yeah, huge game, and listen, I think Jake has been saying all season, the Jacksonville's not for real, but they just keep finding a way to win games. And do I think they're a Super Bowl contender? Probably not, but they're definitely a contender to win this division. And before the season started, I had the Colts in last place in this division, and they went out like gangbusters. They're obviously not going to finish last because of the Titans, but there's a chance after all that they could finish 3rd in this division. It's pretty crazy. And it's pretty crazy to give Jacob credit in his division. We normally talk about the AFC South being one of the laughing stocks of the league, and you can be 500 to win the division. You're looking at two 8-4 teams in first place right now. That's pretty good. So give them credit there. Put the upset graphic on the screen, Gene. I'm rolling another one out there.
Oh, get out of here!
Listen, I'm not going to be here next week to defend my picks. So either you can bash me or whatever.
About.
Yeah. Listen, the spread is the Colts by 1.5. And I said it before the show, they're Tom Petty. They're free falling. And Daniel Jones, I want to give him credit because he's playing with a fractured fibula. And the guy is out there as a gamer gutting it out. But I think things are just going downhill for them now. They can't seem to get anything going on offense anymore. And Jacksonville is just one of those teams that finds a way to win games. Is it pretty? No, but they play complementary football with their defense. They have 2 running backs now in Etienne and Tootin who can run the ball really well. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to pull off the upset, and they will be 9-4 and in first place in the AFC South.
All right, Jacob.
I do not have the same take there. Danny Dimes may have a broken leg, but if Houston did not have the number 1 defense in the NFL, last week the Colts would have beat the dog shit out of Houston. That is without a doubt accurate. Danny Dimes looked great throwing the ball, even though he's immobile now. Jonathan Taylor is still Jonathan Taylor, albeit a bit slower than he was earlier in the season. Alec Pierce looks good. Michael Pittman looks good. Josh Downs looks good. Tyler Warren looks good. That O-line is protecting Danny Dimes. Not great against Houston, but protecting Danny Dimes nonetheless. Give me the Colts to go into Duval and beat the Jaguars.
You can't give them any credit, can you, Jacob?
No, I just, man, the Jacksonville does not have a good team, man. Trevor Lawrence.
Whoa, wait a minute now.
Get him, Gene.
Because I got
Get
a
him,
stat
Gene.
for you. Okay, wait a minute. You're going to tell me this team doesn't have a good, okay, Jacob. The Jaguars have the league's top rushing defense, 82.4 yards a game allowed. You got Jonathan Taylor. Well, they're getting one this week, and this is one reason why this is not my upset. This is my lock of the week. Okay.
Wow.
I actually do believe that the Jaguars are going to win this game. I really do.
Technically both.
And that stat alone. that stat alone, this says a lot. I mean, look, they don't play sexy football, but man, they are they got Jonathan Taylor coming in, and I think they're gonna stop this guy.
You know, I've been
So
thinking about this.
I'm gonna lock the Jaguars to get this win and take the division.
And Gene, if you hit that, I'll give you credit. That will be an upset and a lock. And Gene's buffering a little bit, so I'm not sure kind of what's going on there. Gene, check your connection if you're on there. But I think I've been thinking about this, Jacob, real quick before we move on to the next
all right,
game.
we're back, guys. Sorry about that.
Okay, there you are. That's all right. I think we need to have some type of punishments for whoever loses this Pick'em challenge. And from what I've been hearing, and we can come up with mine as well, I'll let y'all pick it out. But I think for you two, if I beat y'all out in the Pick'em, I think Jacob is going to have to wear some type of Trevor Lawrence T-shirt or jersey and come on here and profess his love for Trevor Lawrence. And Gene, if you lose, I think you're going to have to wear some type of Aaron Rodgers shirt or jersey and come on and profess your love for Aaron Rodgers. And y'all can pick it for me if you want. I'll do Davis Mills, whoever you want to do. But I think we need to have some type of punishment for whoever loses his Pick'em stand.
I love that one. Dougie Mills would be a good one.
Okay, so we'll continue talking that out. Listeners and viewers, send in what you think should happen to whoever doesn't win the Pick'ems. But we got to do something like that.
I mean, look. Well, I mean, look. We're talking about we what 14 now. You coming up with this crazy ass rule here? I don't know. Okay,
I didn't go too crazy. I didn't go too crazy.
Too far down. No, you didn't go too far, but I got to think about this one though.
Okay.
Because Aaron Rodgers, this is it. After this year, I'm done with him. All right, guys. Let's go ahead. And by the way, I'm working with a brand new laptop. Okay, so you're not got to bring. I always got to blame it on technology, right?
Is that what you blame your picks on
too?
too?
Washington Commanders. So what now?
Is that what you blame your picks on too?
Exactly, on poor technology. Washington Commanders 3-9 at the Minnesota Vikings 4-8. Guys, I got to tell you, I don't know who the GM is for the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, I've seen him do some interviews, and I saw him stand behind his decision to let Sam Darnold go. But I can guarantee you right now, that GM, Black Monday in the NFL is when coaches get fired, GMs get fired. This week is going to be the first Monday this year is going to be the first Monday in January. The Vikings GM will get fired. This whole thinking J.J. McCarthy was going to be the answer to replacing someone like Sam Darnold who got you in the playoffs. This thing is backfire. Who the hell did they start at quarterback last week? It wasn't J.J. McCarthy.
Brosmer out of Minnesota.
Okay, a name that was not even mentioned. Okay, this is how bad it is. So they find themselves right now. They're gonna lose. Well, I don't know. Who did I pick? I'm picking the Commanders in this game. They're not even going to make the playoffs this year. Somebody's getting fired in Minnesota, Dustin.
So yeah, it's definitely a bad situation. And the fact it's just the fact of what they did to let Sam Darnold go on a team that won 14 games last year and was right there in the thick of things. I mean, to do that and then go back to 4-8, it's just a disaster. I got to be honest. I don't know if you heard Randy Moss on Sunday NFL Countdown, but he said if he was Justin Jefferson, he'd be trying to get out of there. Yep. They're wasting Justin Jefferson. Adam Thielen asked for his release this week because he's not getting any catches or playing time. There are just a lot of unhappy people up there in Minnesota. So with that being said, and Gene, I don't know if you're calling this an upset since you have Washington, but they are underdogs in Minnesota. So you can put the upset graphic. I'm going to wear this graphic out today. Put that upset graphic back on the screen because there is no way the Minnesota Vikings should be favored over any football team right now. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I saw some grit from the Commanders on Sunday Night Football.
Oh, yeah.
Did they win the game? No, but they battled in that game and had a chance to win against a really good Denver Broncos team, and they're still fighting. So give me the Washington Commanders to pull off the upset.
Gene, leave that graphic on the screen, man. Shout out to Zach Jacobs, my coworker, who's an old school Skins fan. Give me Washington all the way in this game. That, like Dustin said, there is no reason Minnesota should be favored any game this season to wrap this one up. There is no way in my mind that they beat the Commanders, who did look really good on Sunday night. So, yep, I'm going Commanders in this one as well.
All
Gene, I'll
right,
give
that
you a
is.
chance if you want to make that an upset because it is an underdog. That's up to you, though.
You know what? I think I'm going to make mine an upset.
Okay, let's
I'm
do it
going to
across the
save the
board. Let's do
alarm
it.
though, but yeah,
Okay,
give
all
me
right.
that upset. I didn't know they were an upset. Okay, guys, quickly here. We got the New York Jets and the New the New York Jets at home hosting the Miami Dolphins. Oh man, this is one of those games. Oh, I mean, look, before you came on, uh, Dustin, I didn't know that the Jets had won another game. Not only did
Yeah,
they win another, they've won two games since
yeah.
they first win. I'm gonna say give them the fourth game. Why not? I mean, go ahead and
Okay.
I have the Dolphins, but I'm changing my pick here, so I'm going with the Jets to win.
The Jets are a 2.5 point underdog at home. How about props to both of these teams, real quick? They're fighting, even though they've been had bad records. Aaron
Yep.
Glenn's finally got some culture going there, and then Mike McDaniel. We thought he was out the door. He could be on his way to try maybe saving his job if they could flirt with 500. I like what the Dolphins are doing. Give me the Dolphins to get a win. I think Tua's playing better. I think they've kind of figured out stuff now that Tyreek Hill's been gone for a while. A Chain's back to playing well. I just like what they're doing. Give me the Miami Dolphins to get another win.
Yep. Give me my first lock of the week, Gene. Put that lock graphic on the screen.
Well, this is a tough one to pick a lock on right here.
Yeah,
I
it's a
like
very tough one to pick a
Miami's
lock
looked
on.
good like the last couple weeks. Like they've turned that offense around. Their defense is playing a little better. It doesn't look like they're starting some high school JV players in their secondary anymore. Plus, I mean, the Jets offense, albeit buzzing a little more with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, do not have the offensive firepower to come out and just outscore Devon Achane and Jalen Waddle. So, yep, Miami Dolphins on a lock this week.
All right, guys. So moving right along here, let's get the next one here. This is going to be a quick one here. This is an NFC South division matchup here. I got the Buccaneers winning this game at home. They need to win. I don't know what the status is of Baker Mayfield, but look, Chris Godwin is back. Whoever's at quarterback is going to have a whole bunch of guys to throw it to. I think Baker's going to play. We know how Baker Mayfield is, right? This is the NFC South is still up for grabs. The Panthers are at home. I mean, the Panthers have a bye this week, so
Yeah.
Tampa Bay cannot afford to lose this game. So give me the Bucks.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Shug Show looks good in New Orleans, but I like the Bucks in this one. They are the better team. New Orleans may have a bright future on the horizon. That is not this season. So Tampa Bay all the way.
New Orleans, can you just do me a favor one time and find a way to win this game? That's all I'm asking for you. But you're right, Gene.
Oh my goodness.
Tampa can't afford to lose because the Panthers play New Orleans next week and then have Tampa coming to Charlotte. So the Panthers got it in front of them to go to New Orleans to play a weak team who they lost to before and then have Tampa at home. They got a chance, which is why Tampa needs to win this game. And a sneaky good news for the Buccaneers, Mike Evans has returned to practice. So looks like he's coming back sooner than they expected from that broken clavicle.
Oh
And
wow.
getting him back, we know, will be huge for the stretch run. So give me the Bucks to get a win, but the Saints, I am saying my prayers for you to somehow pull off this game.
All right, guys. Let's move it right along here. We got the Broncos. Where's Bobby at? We got
Bobby!
the Denver Broncos 10 and
Bobby's
2
tired.
at the Las Vegas Raiders 2-10. So opposite records here, right? One, 2-10, the other one 10-2. So look here, I tell you what, this is a divisional game, which sometimes don't let the records fool you. Okay, the Raiders will play anybody in their division close.
Yep.
It's the other teams outside their division that they usually get blown out. I'm gonna go with an upset here, guys. And I know Bobby, I have not rolled with those
Wow.
Raiders for the most part, but this time I'm going to do it. So I think the Raiders get this upset. It might be the one highlight of their entire 2025 NFL season, but I'm going with the Raiders to get the upset.
Jacob, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give Gene the ammunition to change his pick. because I want him to stay at the bottom.
Yep.
I'm
But
not changing my pick.
Denver can't afford to lose this game. We just talked about it. They're 10-2. The Patriots are 10-2. If you want to have a chance at that 1 seed, you can't lose to a 2-10 football team. And on top of that, they already got a scare last week in Washington. They're going to be ready to play this week. Give me Denver to get a win.
Yep, I'm with Dustin on this one. Give me Denver to get the win here. I know the Raiders almost pulled it off the last time. Denver's got second best defense in the NFL right now, if I'm not mistaken. And their offense, although they are consistently below average on offense, but Bojangles finds a way to win week in and week out. So give me Denver to win this game over the Raiders. They need it. Think about it. Chargers are 8-4, right? No matter how you spin it, there's somebody knocking on the door behind Denver right now. So yeah. Denver all the way.
Yeah. All right, guys. NFC West matchup. The Cardinals are at home. These guys have opposite records here. Cardinals 3-9. They lose to Tampa Bay last week. The Rams, oh my God, they lose to the Carolina Panthers in an exciting game. Panthers win 31-28, but the Rams, they don't lose 2 in a row, guys. I got the Rams winning this game at State Farm Stadium in Phoenix.
Listen, you talk about being a jinx. How about Jacob last week sending a text in our group text saying that Matthew Stafford is the MVP of the league. He just drove down the field for a touchdown.
Man,
and then the next 2 possessions of the game, he proceeds to throw a pick 6 and then another pick in the end zone. So that was a huge jinx. Thank you, Jacob, for that. Appreciate it. That helped my Panthers.
It was.
But Gene's right. The Rams are going to be pissed off. They're in a battle still to win this West with Seattle now both tied at 9-3. Gene put the lock on the screen. I'm also disappointed in the Cardinals. They had a chance to upset the Bucs last week, and they blew it in the last 2 minutes of the game. They're playing tough with Jacoby Brissett, but Matt Stafford and the Rams are going to be pissed off, and they're going to come steamroll the Cardinals this week. Give me the Rams to get a win.
Leave the graphic on the screen, Gene. Yeah. It's my second lock of the week. Need 2. This was an easy second. Lock it in. Rams don't win. Rams won't lose 2 in a row. Rams should get top seed in the NFC. They are the best team in the NFL, even though they lost to the lowly Panthers. Shout out you, Dustin.
Did we have to say lowly? Did we have to say that?
Oh, boy. Did he say that?
Might I add that the Panthers have the same amount of wins as the Texans? So be careful saying lowly.
Yeah. You know, Texans playing a harder division. It is what it is.
Oh, my goodness.
But, yeah, Rams.
Okay.
All right.
I want to remember that, Jacob.
All right, guys. It's about to get a little interesting in here. A late afternoon game. This is I don't know who's calling this game here. This looks like a
this should be a Tom. This should be a Tom Brady game right here. 425 on Fox.
Tom Brady game. As a matter of fact, I want to confirm that, guys, because that kind of adds a little bit to what I want to say about this game here. If it's not Tom Brady, then it's going to be
Greg Olsen. It's one of the 2.
Yeah, one of the 2. Okay, you're right. It's Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady. So okay, wow. I mean, we said at the beginning of the show, guys, that this week was so important. Week 14, and we already could crown division winners, especially if it's their second time already playing each other. But I'm not certain. Did the Bears and the Packers already play this year?
Nope.
I want to say no. So then there's a chance that
they
might be playing each other again. But anyway, guys, this is for first place.
Yes, they're playing. They're playing 2 times. They're playing 2 times in the next 4 weeks.
Wow!
And before you pick this game, there should be an asterisk on the screen of what the hell is this line, because the Packers are favored by 6.5 over the Chicago Bears.
The Packers are favorite, right?
By 6.5. It's not a low 6.5.
Huge spread. Yeah.
That's quite a bit. This is for first place, but look how far the Packers have come along since that tie. They got that tie with the Dallas Cowboys, and we always say that these ties could come back and hurt you. I've never seen in the same year that 2 teams that had an ugly tie are still in contention. You know, this is incredible stuff. So, look, the Bears have been playing great. They I don't know how many they have ran off in a row, but I think it stops here. This game is at Lambeau, and I got Green Bay winning this game. As a matter of fact, I think I'm locking this game.
Wow.
Give me the Packers to take care of business. Rachel, go pack, go. That's right. We're rolling together on this one.
Listen, I don't hate the pick, but the lock is it's that's
It's not.
ballsy. I'm gonna give you credit, Gene. You mentioned what the winning streak is. The Bears have won 5 in a row, and they have won 9 of their last 10 games. So they are on fire. Now, with that being
Hmm.
said, I did say that I think the line's a little crazy, so I think it's going to be a field goal game either way. Um, but I do tend to agree with you. Like we're talking about the Bears, but what the Packers did to go into Detroit on Thanksgiving was pretty impressive as well. They
Mhm.
ran the ball, they threw the ball, they had some timely turnovers. I like what they did. This is not an indictment on the Bears. They're a contending team. But it's just like the Rams last week. It's about time after winning 9 of 10. It's about time for them to have a slip up. I think this will be a field goal game, so maybe take the 6.5,
Mhm.
but give me Green Bay to get a win. I know Jacob doesn't like that because he hates Green Bay as well. So
Jacob
Put,
Jacob
put the
struggles with
upset
Green Bay
graphic up
picks.
here we
So.
go. I
Gene,
told you,
Gene.
Gene. I can read Jacob like a book.
You-
I knew
Wait
it
a
was
minute.
coming.
Did you get bullied here, Jacob, in making this pick?
I'm
here?
catching some strays on this one. But I like Chicago. Y'all didn't like Chicago playing Philadelphia last week. Last week was the week that the streak was going to end, and Chicago can't keep up with the good teams. And, Ben Johnson's doing a terrific job. Ben Johnson probably
Oh,
wins
yeah.
Coach of the Year. I like Braves, but Ben Johnson does probably win it. Ben Johnson deserves it for what he's done in Chicago so far. The Packers are not a great team, and Chicago is hot. What, Dustin? What?
You said that nobody had the Bears beating the Eagles, but you didn't have you had Detroit beating Green Bay, and that didn't happen either. So it's you can take it from both sides there.
Y'all just keep picking again. It's because I picked the Bears to beat the Eagles. That made sense to me.
Okay.
Just like this, Chicago has a better team. Now, I will say if Josh Jacobs is healthy, right? He's questionable right now. If Josh Jacobs is healthy, that does pose a problem. But I do think that Chicago has the team to beat Green Bay. I think they can go into Lambeau. They're one of the only teams that can't be affected by the cold in Wisconsin. I like Chicago to win this. Chicago's going to win their division. And they may not win top. They may not have top seed in the NFC, but they will be top 2. And I like Chicago to take this one.
Well,
Jacob, I'm not hating. I'm not hating
not
on your pick. The Bears are good. It's going to be a close game. I'm just saying your logic is a little bit off.
Yeah. Well,
So
the Packers. I
Jacob,
don't understand them.
Jacob, to
If
support
Ja-
you, the Bears lead the NFL in takeaways with 26,
Yeah.
including a league high 17 interceptions. So that is something. And the Packers have been known to turn the ball over. Actually, I take that back. The Packers have one of the lowest
Yeah, they've been taking care
turnover
of the ball.
ratios
Yeah.
this year. So should be an
Gene,
interesting game. But
Gene,
I
I'm
got the Packers.
gonna say this, Gene. If somehow, Jordan Love only has 3 interceptions this year, by the way. But if somehow the Jaguars and the Packers meet each other in the Super Bowl, Rachel is going to have to console Jacob for a week because that's his 2 most hated teams this year in the NFL.
Yeah, because he has the Packers and who?
The Jaguars.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Jacob, I know you've been waiting on this one here. So let's get on down to Sunday night football here. Because where are you going to be at Sunday night? Are you going to be back in Houston?
I'm going to be in Houston, baby.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, look, this game is not in Houston, but you know what I'm getting at, right? Because everybody's going to be watching this Sunday night game here. Oh my God,
game.
here. So this is your 8:20 p.m. Eastern time game. The Houston Texans 7-5 at the Kansas City Chiefs 6-6. So Houston entering Week 14, 1 game out of a playoff spot, and 1 game behind Indianapolis and Jacksonville for the AFC South Division, so it's critical for them. But they have won 4 consecutive games. The Chiefs have won 5 consecutive home games with at least 28 points scored in 4 of the 5 wins. So this is whoa. This is going to be an interesting game, and I know that defense of the Texans, they're licking their chops to be going after Patrick Mahomes. So Jacob, take it away.
There's a song by the band Dio a long time ago in y'all's time called Rainbow in the Dark. And my one rainbow in the dark with this one is Dallas beat Kansas City. Right, I was the only one that didn't see that one coming somehow. And Dallas's defense is not Houston's defense. That is Houston's offense needs to get going quickly, but Houston's defense is far and away better than anything Kansas City has faced. I do not care that it is an Arrowhead. I think Houston wins this game. Throw the upset graphic on the screen. I have this kind of a homer pick, but also Kansas City is a very beatable team this year. Yeah. And Houston is riding a small bit of high, right? Dougie Mills gave us a 3-0 run. CJ Stroud has stepped in. He has looked pretty decent since returning. And I just think that this is a do or die. This moves Houston to 8-5, keeps them in contention for the AFC South. I like Houston to walk into Arrowhead and win by, 3 to 6 points, but a win is a win is a win, and I think Houston gets it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I listen. I don't hate the pick. I mean, the Texans, when you have the best defense in the NFL, which they do, they can travel anywhere and win games. I mean, that's what we've seen. And I said if the Chiefs somehow lost another game, that I would get off the bandwagon. Y'all remember that, right? I did say that. They're sitting at 6-6, and that their last cushion just went away last week. Like, they can't lose any other games for the rest of the season. I was leaning Texans, but I'm actually going to switch this. And the reason being is because I'm seeing the Chiefs are 5-1 at home, and I'm looking at this temperature of the game come Sunday night. It's going to be 20 degrees. Now, that might help the Texans because of their defense, but at the same time, I don't know if CJ Stroud and some of those guys are going to be ready to play in that 20-degree weather. I know CJ Stroud went to Ohio State. I get all that. He played in the cold. I get all that. But this is going to be a physical game on Sunday night. If the Texans had a better run game, I would be all on board with them because of their defense and how they play. And they have done a great job of correcting to get this thing back on track. But Woody Marks is questionable. We don't know what's going to happen with him. And if you go to Nick Chubb, I just don't like that run game, and that's what scares me. Close game, Houston can absolutely win. So I don't hate on Jacob's pick. They are playing damn good football. But I'm going to take Mahomes at home on a Sunday night in Arrowhead, where that place should be crazy.
Whew. So you said 20 degrees. Damn. Look at the bottom
20
of the screen
degrees.
there.
The last time Houston played in Arrowhead when it was cold was that playoff game that the Chiefs came back to win.
That's cold.
Brutal.
And
That's
but
cold.
Jacob, come on now. The Texans play in a dome, and this is crazy for anyone to be playing out there. Don't let the wind be blowing. Then we're looking at something even worse than 20 degrees. I got Kansas City winning this game. Okay. Even though I picked Kansas City not to even I picked Kansas City not to win the AFC West, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. But I did not say they wouldn't make the playoffs, though.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they could win this game and still
really
miss the playoffs, but they need it. Yeah.
They need this. Yeah, this is what they're playing for on Sunday night. But because look, Jacob, if you're right, man, the Chiefs are done.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs are done, and if you don't like the Chiefs, everyone is going to be pulling for the Texans to pull off this upset. So,
but if the Chiefs win, the Texans are done. Texans will be locked out of the South. So that's
I mean, so
yeah, it's almost like an elimination game. Yeah.
Yep.
5 critical games we done covered, guys. And we're gonna get to this Monday night game here, our last one here. Wow,
another critical
done
one.
in an hour.
Yeah, another critical game right here.
Guys. So, Philadelphia Eagles, they lost to them Bears we just talked about, so they're a little bit upset there in Week 13, and they're 8-4, going up against another 8-4 team. The Los Angeles Chargers are back home in SoFi. They beat the Raiders last week, 31-14. Dustin Pfeiffer, who wins the Monday Night Football game?
It's a sad state of affairs in the state of Pennsylvania right now. We mentioned the Steelers earlier, and now we're mentioning the Philadelphia Eagles, who are in a better spot. But at the same time, guys, I don't know if y'all watched that game on Black Friday. The Boo Birds were out in full force for the entire game in Philly. It was rough. And I'm telling you right now, they've got some serious problems. I mean, it used to be, okay, the offense is not that great, but this defense is unstoppable. Where the Bears pretty much moved the ball up and down on the Philadelphia Eagles last week, like they want whatever they wanted to do. So it's a serious cause for concern for the Eagles. Saquon Barkley still doesn't look right. I don't know what's going on there, offensive line, whatever it may be, but I'm scared. The Philadelphia Eagles are favored on the road at the Chargers. So let me just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Gene, go ahead and put the upset graphic on the screen. I'm gonna pull the trigger. I am worried because of the Justin Herbert injury.
Yeah, he just had surgery.
He just had surgery on a broken hand, whatever it is, on his non-throwing hand. I just saw, I got the ESPN on my TV that he is planning to play on Monday with that. So that does scare me. But at the same time, the problems that the Eagles have, it's just worrisome. And until they can prove it to me, I mean, that's been 2 weeks in a row now that with Dallas and with the Bears that it has been ugly. So until they can prove it to me going to the West Coast, I'm going to take the Chargers to get a win. And don't look now. If somehow the Eagles lose this game and Dallas wins their game,
the
NFC East is open.
Yeah. It's funny how things are coming down to the wire. Let me throw this at you guys. So, both of these guys were drafted in the 2020 draft. Justin Herbert ranks third in the NFL with 172 combined passing and rushing touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, he's tied for fourth with 167. So this just, kind of lets you know what type of game we might see on Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Eagles. I think, and Dustin and Jacob, I want to comment on that because me and my son, we sat and watched that game where the Eagles were getting booed at home. The Eagles got the most, okay, I'm going to say
how you going to say it nicely? Yeah, go ahead. That's how you need to say it.
Say it nicely. They are the shittiest fans in the NFL. The Eagles, look, first of all, booing your team like that is just totally unprofessional. Now, they booed Santa Claus one time, so they're capable of booing anybody. But that just, I mean, who wants to hear that? If you're the Eagles, I would think that Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the team, would have to address the fans. Like, really? Because I can just pick this team up and move them to Delaware or something like that. I'm like,
the team is the defending Super Bowl champions, and they're in first place right now. And they got booed out of the field like they're the Tennessee Titans.
Exactly. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
it's just unreal and unreal. But anyway, I'm gonna take the Eagles because I think the Eagles are gonna feel comfortable just not being at home.
It's gonna be a home game, pretty much, probably.
Yeah, and beat the Chargers.
So I can't say this.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Can't say the fans are shitty. I'm out here. I don't want to die. But,
be careful.
But I love the link.
Listen, that short right there, Jacob, is probably going to get about 10,000 views with comments cussing Gene out.
They are passionate fans, man.
Okay, let me clear that up.
They are passionate fans. And with that said, I am going the Eagles.
Oh, that's the word I should have used.
The Justin Herbert situation reminds me of John Mateer at Oklahoma, right? When he came back, there was all this. Like John Mateer could have won when he came back. He got rushed back way too early, ended up dropping 2 games, I think. Didn't beat UT. The hand thing with Herbert does bother me a little bit, especially with the injuries to the Chargers offensive line. Omarion Hampton isn't all the way back yet. We may see it. We may have a Hampton sighting next week, but he is not back. So give me the Eagles.
But what's his name? Vidal. He's been running great.
He's been really good, but I think the Eagles get this one. I don't like to see Los Angeles slide, especially with the opportunity that Kansas City has to get up to 7 wins and not get third place in the division, which I called. But I like the Eagles to win this one.
All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up. That's going to wrap it up for week 14 of the NFL. Want to thank Rachel, Bobby. Who else did we have on there? I can't see the names there. We had Jonathan. Zach. Looked like we had somebody else in there also.
Yeah, Jonathan.
But anyway, thank you guys for coming on and sticking with us. We had a great week here. We've had a great year as far as kicking this show off on this platform, YouTube. I think we are 1,200 subscribers now. We started with 100 guys.
Unbelievable.
And here we are, just moving right along here. We got some NBA fans in there since we kicked off our NBA show. the other day. But man, we are so grateful. Thank you guys for jumping on and joining us week to week, and the comments that you continue to leave to this show. And of course, we want you to keep that up, of course. And if you haven't subscribed to the show, Jacob, get us some more out there, man. You're doing good out there on the road, man.
Keep it going on the road, Jacob.
Keep liking the show. Leave your comments and share. We haven't had a good comment since Jacob had said something about the Chargers.
No, the Raiders. I was talking about the Raiders looking good.
It was the Raiders. Okay,
oh,
yeah.
Don't worry, we're gonna get some this week after those Eagles comments.
Well, I'm sure
by
I'm
me
gonna
and
get
Gene,
some too, calling out the Eagles fans. But hey, look, we can take it. We've been doing this for a while, right?
Hey, let's make that push to 2,000 before the playoffs start, because it really ramps up for the playoffs.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Thanks for all the
Wouldn't
support.
That be cool?
Keep subscribing, and I'm gonna miss you guys next week. I just want to say that I'm
we're
taking my
gonna miss
wife. I'm taking my wife on a cruise for our 10-year anniversary. I still will have the internet package, also have the drink package. So you might get some crazy texts from me. Who knows? But I will be keeping an eye on y'all. And I am. Can I appoint Rachel to make sure that I don't get talked bad about too much on this show next week?
So you don't want to get talked bad about, because you're going to get talked about.
Yes,
right?
I do. I do know that. Yes.
Yeah, well, that happens when you don't come on this show, right? Because congratulations, Bobby sends you congratulations there.
Thanks, Bobby.
I congratulate you, and have a wonderful, safe trip out there.
Appreciate that.
I want to say this, Dustin, because I know we won't be able to talk about this, the NBA part of the show, but so how do you, a guy who has dedicated his career to basketball, he announces his retirement, but the team decides, well, we're not even going to take you on a road trip anymore. What the hell? We're going to talk about this offline. Chris Paul just getting the shaft by the Clippers.
Yeah, listen, it's a good promo, Gene, for people to go back and watch our NBA show.
Oh my goodness!
Because it's funny that the two biggest stories that happened in the NBA today were already talked about by us on the show last night before they even happened, and that was number one, the Los Angeles Clippers being a train wreck, and now the Chris Paul news comes out. And number two was we talked about Giannis being gone from Milwaukee because of how bad they'd be playing. And both of those stories come to the top of the NBA today. So go back and check out our show on
the
YouTube.
Next day. The top story. So anyway, go to our YouTube page, and if you like the NBA, then we got some great content on there for you. But, we love the NFL, and that's basically what this show is about. So, guys, we are going to get out of here, and we'll see you back here. Me and Jacob, wherever Jacob is going to be in the world, we're going to be doing this show next week here on YouTube. All right, so enjoy week 14. Enjoy tomorrow night. Cowboys tomorrow night. Got Cowboys and the Lions. A great Thursday night football game. We'll see you back here next week for week 15 of the Sports Kings NFL Weekly Prediction Show.